Hello tanks and tankettes, and welcome to World of Tanks patch 9.14. Oh my god, the graphics are so amazing now, right? Yeah, no, this is Blitz. This is Blitz. Now I think I'd better explain why I'm playing Blitz, because we had patch 9.14 dropped yesterday, along with Warships having their patch 0.5.3.2, I think it is, which was a relatively minor patch outside of the fact that it added the Russian cruisers, except you can't play them yet. It's only us, you know, preview people and super testers and whatever that get to have a look at those now. And you might be thinking, why aren't I covering either PC World of Tanks or Warships? Well, in terms of Warships, I am still playing my way through the Soviet cruisers. There's already people putting out replays, so you can go and get some idea of well, you can go and look at some replays, basically, but I'm still trying to get a handle on what the ships are like. I'm still trying to get a feel for them. So I'm not rushing to put out a video just yet until I actually have some idea what the ships are like. And I don't really have that yet. The most I've played on any one ship is half a dozen battles, and it's hard to form an opinion on that kind of basis. So I'm still making my opinions on warships. Although it slightly wasn't helped by the fact that Wargaming kind of muffed the way they gave us the ships, but I might get into more detail on that on the actual Warships video. And in terms of World of Tanks, I think well, there was various things in there, I think, but the FV I might have covered, but I don't have one. And the mod video, which usually goes out with every World of Tanks patch, well, the mods aren't actually updated yet, so yeah. Now I am feeling a bit better, not 100% yet, but I wanted to record something. So here we are, Blitz, because along with those happening yesterday, I finally got access to the Blitz press account that I've wanted to have for a little while. And I don't know if this is a permanent thing or if this is a limited duration one. It's probably limited duration, so I thought I'd better record something sooner rather than later. Because last time round, I was given a Blitz account. I think it was around Christmas. There was a bunch of other stuff going on, and so I think 10 days after they said, here's the account details, I finally sat down and went, right, I'm going to do this video now. It had expired already, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. But the reason why I wanted to come back to Blitz is because there's a number of things that came out of the comments of the last video. Stuff that I just didn't know, basically. Stuff I wasn't aware of. So we're going to hit battle. Enough looking at the STB. I'm just going to randomly pick the STB. Why not? I've got all the tier 10s picked out. So I'm going to explain a bit about why and the things I wanted to talk about. Now as to wow, instantly into a battle. Wow. Last time I hit battle it took 4 minutes. Okay. I wanted to see what the high tiers were like. That was one of the reasons, because last time it was just a free created account that I'd made, and I think I got up to what, tier 3, which didn't take very long because hey, it's low tier World of Tanks, but that doesn't really give you an idea of what the end game is like at all, and you'll know that yourself from the PC version if you've played that. It is wildly different at the low tiers than it is at the higher tiers. I think honestly that's a little bit less true of Blitz. I think Blitz more keeps that same flavour it has in the lower tiers, and partly it's just because they're smaller battles. But I think also oh, is there stuff off that way? Oh, hello, that's an enemy. Yep, it's an IS-7. Don't get hit by that. But I think also it's just the smaller number of players in those battles as well. It gives a very different kind of a feel. These are much more sort of intense, small-scale battles, and they're also shorter battles as well. We can shoot through those. No, he's on the other side of that bridge. So it's a rather different feel than World of Tanks generally, than one is maybe used to. Now, there's still some things I just don't like about Blitz. The going in and out of sniper view, for instance, feels like it takes way too long. The minimap is still in the wrong place, and you can't change that. You also can't make the minimap especially big. Ouch. So there's just little things like that that could be better. But there's things Blitz that does that's all right, really. The fact that I mean, smaller team sizes means you can have more an effect on the gameplay potentially if you're any good. Which I've not played a lot of Blitz, so I'm not necessarily going to be having that much of an influence. But it also means that the games are going to be much shorter. Just, of course they are, because it's smaller numbers of players. So you, if you've got not a lot of time, and World of Tanks, you know, it's 7-8 minutes on average for a game of World of Tanks. But if you don't even have that much time, or you just want to have some, you know, quick games over and over, this is probably the better thing to do it in. Oh, back off. Now it's really, because my reflexes are all in the to look in the other way. It's really hard for me to pay as good attention to the minimap as I would normally. Of course, all this stuff's on the ammo and all that kind of stuff's on the wrong side as far as I'm concerned. Well, not even on the wrong side. It's on the side of the screen. But yeah, that does make it difficult. More so than it might otherwise be. Hello. Try and chase down this STB. I've not played the STB before, by the way. This is literally my first time playing an STB1. Nope, dunked that into the ground. I think RNG still applies to this game, by the way. Right, let's try and aim this shot a bit better. I also think that the servers must be somewhere like Russia or NA, because I'm frankly noticing that it feels like the same amount of ping as oh, there we go, I died. It feels like the same amount of ping that I get when I'm playing on NA West, or NA East rather. So it's easily around 100 ping. And that definitely makes it feel more sluggish as well. But the whole thing just feels a little bit more kind of sluggish generally. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, other things I wanted to cover. Well, apart from anything else, this there's one thing that I completely didn't know, which was, well, actually two things. The first was that if you've played this on a mobile device, your account is linked. Now, you're not playing with people on a mobile device. There's separate servers, which I think one or two people... I don't think I really... You know, I was aware of that when I made the first video, and I don't think I really said it, which I should have, and I'll definitely say it now. Separate servers for PC players versus mobile device players. But also, if you have been playing on a mobile device, what happens is your progress is sort of shared. And I assume currency and premium currency as well. I could be wrong there. So if you've got a mouse on, you know, if you grind all the way up to a mouse or an STB1 on your iPad or your Android pad, then it will be, you know, you install it on the PC and all that's there. You've got all that. So if you've invested the time already, or it feels like you've invested the time in playing it on a mobile device, and you don't want to start afresh from playing with a PC account, where obviously it's not linked at all, then I can see why you would. I can see why you absolutely would. The other thing is that I had just assumed when it was, you know, Blitz coming out on Windows 10, I just assumed that meant just PC. Of course, it doesn't. There are other devices that run Windows 10, but not a huge number of them. iOS and Android have, I think, the lion's share of the market between them easily. So it's... Well, I was wrong about that, but not hugely so. Let's play something silly. Let's play the E3. I was not hugely wrong, I don't think. So it's been... Yeah, I don't know, there was just enough that I thought I wanted to cover it again, and it's actually been interesting coming back to play the higher tiers. I will note that the matchmaking is not even. It does seem to get thrown out, particularly by platoons. But, I mean, as you can see here, the enemy team's got 2 tier 10s, 3 tier 9s, we've got 4 tier 10s and 3 tier 8s, so... I think it's the usual wargaming thing of they're striving to get people into battles as quickly as they can, and people being in platoons does have an effect on that. Now, of course, it's still... from tiers 1 to 4, and this was another thing I didn't know, from tiers 1 to 4 it's +1 matchmaking, as it absolutely should be in the PC version at the very least. But from tier 5 upwards, it's still the usual +2 matchmaking, which is... That's more problematic, but hey, at least there's no artillery. So it's still a little better than World of Tanks on the PC in that regard, in that there's just no... at the low tiers, at least when you're starting out, you're just not going to get shafted in quite the same way by matchmaking as you can be in the PC version. Oh, hello. I was not prepared for that. It definitely... oh, is he going to pull out? It's definitely been harder for me to sort of react quickly, but I think if it was better ping, that might not even be an issue. Actually, let's go for him. And that went hard. Okay. You still get all the RNG of World of Tanks. Unfortunately, it doesn't become laser accurate. Right, this feels like a fairly strong position. Should we just go for the... There we go, up top of that AT-15. It's not much fun for the AT-15 facing tier 10s, but, you know, that's not so different for a PC version at all. Oh, didn't need to turn that much. Right, and I'm being shot in the back by a T-54. Fall back, fall back, fall back. Object 140 should be able to take care of him. And there's something else back there as well. Okay. So let's get our front armour that way. If the Object 140 will spot it, whatever it is. IS-8 could be that. I keep looking down at the wrong place for the minimap every time. It's those really ingrained instincts. Right, let's see if we can help the 140. It was probably the IS-8 that hit me, or the T10 as it is now on the PC version. It does lag behind a bit, like the FE4202 is still the tier 10 British. Again, there were various comments pointing things out. The KV-1S, I think, still has its 122mm gun. There's other things, like low tiers have more hit points in comparison to World of Tanks, but the higher tiers tend to have less hit points, and I'm guessing that is, again, having said that there's more of a same feel between the low tier battles and the high tier battles, it might be that they're trying to, there's some kind of, you know, they don't want battles to be over too quickly, there's some kind of optimal battle length that they're going for. Right, they're probably just going to rush me, aren't they? Almost certainly. There's not a lot I can do about it. I can back up to the edge of the map so they can't get around me, but I am a bit screwed here. I forgot to bring one of them. Right, I can at least repair my tracks so I can... There we go, finished off the IS-8. I am kind of screwed now. But I think we're winning. There we go, they killed me, but the PTA is very low health now. So I have no idea how much damage I did, but we'll see at the end, I guess. So yeah, this was really fast paced, but games are really fast paced in Blitz, and just generally grinding through, at least grinding through the low tiers, it was reasonably fast. And of course, having a press account, I have no idea if that's still true at the higher tiers, but I have noticed in terms of, even with the premium account, the amount of credits you get for a win versus, you know, credits for a loss, whatever, everything seems to be damped down a bit in comparison to World of Tanks. So it's, I don't know, I think it's scaled down a little, maybe. Shall we do one more, just for the funsies? Did I just say just for the funsies? I did. Let's try... I quite like this filter system, by the way. It's not bad. It'd be nice to have a 2-row carousel, which, well, you don't even get that by default in World of Tanks, but you at least can mod that in. On the subject of mods, I don't actually know if there are any. There might be. What shall I play that I won't immediately regret? Something that I'm sort of reasonably familiar with. Should we go with the ST1? Let's have a go at that. And I'll just set that up. Because it's a press account, it's the default. It's like evenly split ammo between all three. Although you can't swap the ammo around, which does bug me. That would be a nice little feature. I will also say this is my attempt, second attempt at recording. And the first time round, well, I've had one crash so far. And I think that was just yesterday when I was just trying it out for a couple of games. Shall we put ventilation, or I don't know, I guess we'll do ventilation. I've had one crash so far, and then when I was trying to record earlier, I clicked into battle and then realised for some reason there was no battle sound at all, but restarting the game did fix that, so that was fine. But yeah, it's not entirely bug-free, unfortunately. I will actually, I think I know this last time, but the fact that the equipment that you can put on scales with the tiers, I really like that, actually. I really wish that was in World of Tanks, because you get to the... You start off an account of World of Tanks, and I kind of had this when I started off NA, and you've got those, 500,000 credit pieces of equipment that are way, way over what anything you can afford. In Blitz, those 500,000 pieces of equipment are like 20,000 credits. A couple of games, and you can get like gun lane drives and gun rammers on your tanks. And it makes for a much more even playing field. The shadows seem kind of messed up on the ST1, I have to say. It's not... I don't think that's supposed to look like that. Anyway. Let's see if we can't find somewhere to side scrape. I've got no idea how any of these maps work. I mean, they're all very small maps. I think that's one of the reasons why the high tiers and the low tiers don't actually feel that different, and the pace of the game between them doesn't feel that different. Low tier is probably a little bit more chaotic, which obviously is true in PC version as well, but just because the maps are so small, the pace of the game is necessarily quicker, a bit more cutthroat, if you like. Now, I've got to be careful. I mean, the driving well-armoured machines in this, the game actually does give you weak spot information when you're playing, which you don't necessarily get so much in... can I zoom in any more than that? No, that's a little bit weird. Yeah, the when you're zoomed in like this, you actually, at closer ranges anyway, you get some kind of idea of what the armor's going to be like. But the behaviour with the scrolling in and out, by the way, that is a bit of a bugbear. But again, that might just be ping that makes it feel so sluggish. But the fact that it scrolls in and out when I'm not even actually touching the mouse wheel, I don't know why it does that. I wonder if that's configurable behaviour that you can turn off somewhere that I've just not discovered. Anyway, I think we're actually kind of losing this one already. We're down on tanks. Where's that? E75. You can see there actually on his model, so you can't even see at this range, the red bits indicating the stronger armour. So that you're going to have less success penetrating those, which for newer players, that's nice information to have. Oh, the crane. C75 again. Go on, zoom in. Now, when it moves the... I don't know... that must be intended behaviour, though. But there we go. If you move the mouse too much in sniper view, it seems to scroll out a bit. Or maybe it's to make it easier to... I don't know. There's probably some rationale behind that. Right, what have they got left? Oh, hello. Centurion. Stay angled. It's also not entirely... It could be a little clearer when you actually hit somebody and do damage. Right, he's going for weak spots. But then it's actually highlighted for him on his tank. I do, in theory... There we go. Have an ally. Let's do it before. Ah, there's the first turned up. Oh. So I did actually hit it, but it's not... I think it could be a little more obvious when you hit somebody and do damage. Oh, there's an MT-54. So again, we're just being overwhelmed and overrun by... Come on! Come on! Catch up! There we go. Oh, that bounced on his side. Of course he did. Well, you know, T-54s are the same, whatever game you're playing, I suppose. At least if it's a wargaming game. Yeah. So, yeah, the RNG is no less. Definitely not. So, yeah, there we go. Blitz. So, hopefully I've cleared up the things I missed last time. It's not bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't necessarily play this over the PC version, but there's still one or two things I like about it. It's not like this is a completely inferior version. It's more that it's kind of different, and I can see why people would come to this instead of the PC version, especially if they've already put the time in on a mobile version of the game. So we will have actual, relevant content to stuff that's been updated recently coming out fairly soon. Now I'm feeling a bit better. I've also got in mind that CK2 anniversary video thing that's going to be fairly soon as well. So yes, that's all to look forward to. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and if you have, you can leave any comments below telling me yet more stuff I've missed out, because there's undoubtedly something. If you enjoyed it, you can hit the like button, of course. You can sub to my channel if you aren't already, and as always, stay tuned for more.